This is the Madison Conservation Commission meeting of January 8th. Calling the meeting to order. Let's see, Liza, I think we're gonna elevate you. So,
Elevate me.
yes,
I make a motion to elevate.
Put your seatbelt on.
yes, please, please do that.
I made a motion.
I expect you to be a
Yeah.
contributor this time too, by the way.
Josh made a motion to elevate.
Yes.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yes. Okay, approval of December 4th meeting minutes. Any comments, additions, changes?
I make a motion to approve the minutes of January, of
December 4th,
We know.
okay.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Yes.
Aye.
Okay, public comment. We don't have anybody here. Old business. Tim has got anything going on with Tim?
No, we brought another check in this week, so I'll go over, your agenda's changed a
Okay,
lot,
so
so I'll
you'll-
go over that. when
all
we
right.
get to that. More money.
Property review commitments. The one outstanding is our new addition.
Yeah.
And Mike, I think you agreed to write that summary, the property description.
Yep, I think I did agree to do that.
Okay. So, other than that, I think most of them are in very good shape. I asked Tim to give us some addition to the Goodwin, as a result of Goodwin location, as a result of activity there. No new business. Okay, so we've got, one of the items is we've been invited to talk at
Tin Mountain.
Green Mountain.
Tin Mountain.
Tin Mountain, sorry.
That's
Tin
all right.
Mountain for, this is a discussion around the acquisition of Chain of Ponds. So I'm available, so I'm willing to do it if
It's Monday.
it's
Yep.
Okay,
This coming Monday?
yeah.
I was gonna go, but I'm not talking.
No, it's 4:30 and I don't understand the purpose of it, but it's a public kind of thing. They wanna inform the public of the transaction and all that. So, would you inform them that I'll be available?
I did.
You did?
I did, I
Okay.
copied you, but they have another one at Tuckerman Brewing on February 2nd, and I don't know if you wanna do that one.
Yeah.
I
That
told them I
sounds
didn't.
better.
Yeah, that one's a party, it appears.
They have pizza.
So, that one's more interesting. So if anybody would like to go to that, it's 4:30 at Tin Mountain.
And you're going,
I am going.
right, that's what I told them, okay. So no to 2-2, I'll tell them that
Okay.
that's a no-no. Okay.
All right, Nicole.
Yes, the only thing I have to report is, Kate, correct me if I'm wrong, I've been in a lot of meetings this week.
Me
probably
too.
20 hours. We
Yeah.
did vote on the warrant for the conservation the other night.
Okay,
Thumbs up.
Yes,
all right, good,
the 5 and the 10,000.
Yes.
okay,
Yep.
very good.
You are correct, Nicole.
Names. Okay.
Mark's not coming.
All right. Anything going on with
So,
correspondence?
the Sleeping Lizard, so we do the wildlife, I know Ted's not here, the wildlife,
Right.
encounters. And it was brought to my attention that the sleeping lizards may be something to look into instead. They do a lot of reptiles and so forth. They just did something at the school, and for an hour it was $350. So I don't know, I don't wanna step on Ted's toes, but I was asked to bring this to the commission
Okay,
about it.
why don't we inform Ted of it
Okay,
and let him do some research? Let him suggest,
let him
we
take the
suggest
role on this.
his recommendation.
Is the issue the cost of the program that we do
I
now?
think so, cause it's like almost $600. But
It's
I put a
very well
donation
done.
box out the last time, so I $100, I
Right.
mean,
But
it helped.
The presentation that they do is very good,
I would
and they engage.
personally rather, personally stick with
Wildlife
what we've been
encounters, me
doing,
too.
cause they
They do a
tend to
great
bring
job.
species that we have in the area, so it's actually informative.
Yeah.
Nothing against reptiles, but we don't have a lot
I
of,
know.
you know, you're
And
more
I'll tell
likely
ya,
to.
I'm not holding some of those either. They had me do it last year. She called me up.
No, I
and
just think when
involved.
the kids that show up and even the adults that show up, if you have, talking about species that exist around here
Right.
in their natural environment, to me that's more,
And they can touch them. The kids come up
It's
and they
more
can touch
Oh,
them.
yeah,
educational.
they're
than
engaged, the,
just
the
learning
audience.
about a lizard you may never ever
But
see
just to,
again.
just to be contrary, I think what you're saying is very relevant. But maybe that's why kids need to be introduced to reptiles, which I think most people go, yuck, I'm not touching that. You know,
I'm good.
What kind of reptiles? Just snakes? Or just like iguanas and
I
stuff?
don't, yeah, they had, I went on their website and looked and they had iguana, they had all different things.
black mambos, pit vipers.
But the Wildlife Encounters, she brought a lovely huge snake and she said, do you wanna take care of the rabbit? And I said, yep, I'm not going near that snake.
Did you have to feed the rabbit to the snake?
No, no, this was a big rabbit.
That's
This was
where
a
I
big
thought she
rabbit.
was going.
That's right, that's exactly
Okay,
what my
you
Oh,
take
head
care of the
went.
rabbit now.
When I worked at Kennett, that,
Pass
they
them
had
over
a
to the
woman that
snake.
fed the snake in the classroom, yeah, no, and I, every.
The
and
snake
yeah,
will eat it
and I
whole,
go
and
there.
there'll be a
It was
buzz.
gross.
Although we do have good snakes around here.
Right, I
You know,
mean,
we have milk
Oh, like
snakes,
I knew.
ribbon snakes, garter snakes.
Yeah, I would say, let Ted do some,
Okay, so let Ted look
Do some-
into this.
Okay.
Perfect, that takes that off my plate.
Oh, any comments? This is on the, our
We
addition to
changed
the,
Softy to Spongy.
oh, spongy. Was it that I had,
You had Softy, but I like Softy. I Googled it and I said, there is a Softy moth, so,
all right,
but I changed it to Spongy.
all right, I'm glad you did that.
my only comment was that I thought we ought to have some goals and objectives for the next year. We usually include that in the letter,
Okay,
but it's up to you.
well, that brings up the topic. One of my pet projects is the,
Digitizing.
yeah, the property descriptions. However, I think one of the things is that we're gonna have to deal with is doing the preparation for the monitoring of chain of ponds. So that's one issue, and I think I've covered that in there.
I think you
Yes.
did, yeah.
Yep.
I don't know of any initiatives.
We've discussed in the past during a wildlife and inventory, a nature, what am I trying to say? Natural resource inventory. I mean, that's a big project, but we've talked about that. We still have the McNair easement, which I don't know, maybe that is put to bed. I think that still needs to be addressed as to trying to firm that easement up to be in better standing with the town and the way the land is going to be monitored. We're seeing a lot of invasive species, so I know some towns have programs where they're going after invasive species, and the Conservation Commission is chairing that up. I'm talking mostly about knotweed and bittersweet.
I sent you all something on that just recently.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to there's one right now, but there's 3 others on invasive species.
I mean, I know in Dublin that for 2 years now, the Conservation Commission they hire somebody for 2 days and you sign up and they come to your property and they spray. It's heavy duty chemicals, it's not anything, but the bittersweet and the knotweed is just, it's what you have to use. And they'll spray free and then you give them a donation. And they do 33 people in 2 days. So, I mean, it's fast, it's organized, and it goes quickly, but it really helped me control the bittersweet on the property. So I know that there are, and I've spoken to the chairman of the Conservation Commission down there, and he said he'd certainly give us all the information to contact the people that they use and set up a similar program if we wanted to, but that's, You know,
Okay.
they do it by donation, and I'm not sure that that would be the way we would have to approach it.
All right. Do we want to add a sentence that we're investigating?
I mean, I'll happy to look into it, and I can report back, and then we can decide if we wanna do that or not. It's just, I just noticed, as I'm sure you do too, the knotweed on the side of the road.
Oh,
and-
knotweed is all over.
and the bittersweet is becoming
Mhm.
more invasive, and it's just, and the other one is the euonymus, the burning bush. That's not so bad up here, but it's really bad down there. So just things that we might wanna keep an eye out for, or stay on top of, or that kind of thing.
Okay. Why don't we add a sentence?
And then there was another program, and I haven't done it either, but offered through the New Hampshire Conservation Commission to educate people. It's a seminar you can take online, and you have to go to 2 on-site meetings where they do field work with you, but it's to get you educated, not as a land use engineer, but as certainly as somebody who has much more informed about land use and a lot of the factors that go along with that, that we, we've sort of been missing. We used to have that with David Maudsley and with Wendy. They were trained in land use. I'm not thinking of the right word, but that's a module that we can take. I think it's free of charge through the New Hampshire Conservation Commission, and we could all become certified or get whatever it is that's just to make us more informed about what we're making decisions on.
All 6 of the seminars are full. I went online today and looked at them, but I checked a little box that said, please send them to me. They always said they'd post them on the web. I didn't read anything about having to attend in
It
person.
may have changed. I mean, maybe because of the
But I
demand,
did,
it changed.
yeah, the word
Yeah,
knotweeds.
I think that it's
I
on the
sent it
web.
to you
It should be
too,
on the.
The DPW,
What's
I
that?
think I sent that thing, the knotweed to the DPW too.
Yeah.
But I know I forwarded to you guys also, because you've talked about the knotweed being a pain in the neck.
Well, yeah, and going back to that though, actually last year I went to a pesticide training, a couple of them down in Concord to get certified to do that spraying, and it's a pretty lengthy process and an expensive process, and if we're gonna do something like that, and then I called a few companies to get prices on, cause a lot of towns, they sub it out,
Right, this is subbed out too now.
yeah, and just the knotweed on the sides of the roads, and there was nobody available. So if anybody out there in TV land wants to get certified, you could make some money spraying knotweed.
Ugh.
And the state, like you'll see it all over the state roads. There's like very few people that work for the state of New Hampshire that are certified to do it. And there's a whole thing that goes along when you have those pesticides.
Right.
You know, storage and
I think that's why they sub it out, so they don't have to deal with
right,
all
that's
that kind of
exactly
thing.
right. And I don't wanna do it, after going to the training and getting trained to do it, it's,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dangerous chemicals.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't be able to spray near the lake anyway.
no, and that's another thing, once you're certified, and if you hire somebody out, you still have to send every single location where you're gonna spray a year in advance
Right.
to, DES.
What's the effect on wells and especially dug wells?
Well, that's all in the rules about, you have to be so many feet from the different types of wells,
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't want that anywhere near my property.
rivers and streams and things
Yeah.
like, and the chemicals that you use, the chemicals that are used are the same chemicals you buy at, Lowe's
Agway,
or Home
yeah.
Depot, or,
Yeah.
you know, wherever, the hardware store, it's Roundup, it's
Yeah.
glyphosate
It's
is
Roundup,
what,
yeah.
yeah.
Which is so good for you.
I was gonna say, yes.
I on my property, it was probably maybe a little smaller in size this room. I just covered it with 6 mil and put more dirt on it and replaced it with Pachysandra. And I maybe get 2 twigs a year, if that, and I pull them out. And it's been, did that 15 years ago.
And and you gotta do that for, you know, and that is one way to get it, and it's still, you never can get it all, it can lay dormant for years and years and
Right.
years in the ground, and
I went to an invasive species, and they said it was almost like the thing that never dies, that they, down in Concord, they tried several different things, that even buried it 20 feet deep, burned it and buried it, and it still came up took 3 years, but it made it through. And that even if you get one little piece of a leaf or piece of a stem that hooks onto your mower, and you just
Transfers it.
just plants it in and off it goes. I mean, it's just unbelievable how,
It is.
And it'll grow in anything.
and it will.
Well, one way of dealing with it, if you have the patience, is to bury it.
Yeah.
Smother it.
That's
And
what I
it-
did with 6 mil poly and
And the
Putting-
issue is that you gotta do, you can't say it's done in a month. You leave it for an entire season.
They're talking 3 years.
well, I replaced it
Yeah.
by bringing in new loam and
Yeah.
then putting Pachysandra, which is kind of probably going to be the next invasive, but
Well,
it took
it-
over.
It is already.
It took over, and that was better.
It takes over.
War of the Worlds, wood plants.
But the worst thing you can do is cut it.
Exactly.
And when you do spray it, it has to be at a certain time. You can't just cut it and spray it, or just spray it. It will kill it. Roundup or glyphosate will kill it immediately, but you're killing the plant, you're not killing
The root.
the root, and that's
Itself.
what you gotta kill.
Right.
I don't think the town would go for that.
I don't, it would cost a fortune,
I don't know how they fund it, but I'll
and you're
try
not
to
gonna
find
beat
out.
it.
No, but
You're never
just-
gonna beat it, you're just gonna cut it back.
Keep
Maintain
it
it.
from taking over.
Yeah.
All right,
And the biggest thing on that, I'm sorry,
so go ahead.
but, you know, you have to do something in certain spots because of sight distance, you know. I can tell you, Town Line Road, in the summertime, try turning out that intersection. If you don't do something there, we actually cut it down, but when you are allowed to cut it down, but you can't grind it up. You can cut it down and leave it in that spot, and you have to, or you can't see, it grows across the road.
Just at the end of 113 and East Madison, there's
Yeah.
some right there.
Yeah.
And you've had to cut that.
You have to at once in a while, but you can't chop it. If you chop it, it just proliferates. You actually have to like cut it with a weed whacker or
Scissor.
loppers, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and leave it. You're not allowed to take it away.
Okay, what,
To your letter?
do we
Well-
wanna add something to this?
We had some growing up in the back here because they had been dumped in there when they were using that to fill, just, so I don't, is that still,
Oh, there's a ton of it. It just
Yeah.
it's for the gravel that we crushed
right,
out here is the only thing that grows in it is
no.
knotweed.
Well,
To your letter.
we could add a sentence to,
We're gonna take every effort to eradicate invasive species from the
There's
town
a-
of
We're gonna,
Madison.
we're gonna investigate.
drop an atomic bomb, we'll take care of it.
Yeah, it would. I don't know if it would.
Let's see, it's the paragraph starting with, almost all conservation property descriptions, it's 1, 2, 3, it's the fourth paragraph from the bottom. Add that we, will describe invasive species, issues.
And Ralph, that last sentence in that paragraph, in the future, digitizing the properties, I think we wanna say digitizing the property files.
Descriptions, files.
I know,
Right, it's a good.
I know exactly what you mean, but some
Right.
jackass will say, how
Right.
exactly are we gonna
Property
digitize the
Right.
properties?
Property files.
Right,
Okay, got it.
thank you very much for that. Okay, are we
So
good
you
with,
will
And
describe
the
these.
$17,000, I still think that was intended to go into some sort of a defense fund. I don't think it was for the monitoring of the properties or for expenses that we incurred. It was something that has to be put into a fund or kept in a fund so that if we get challenged or we need legal expenses, it goes towards that. I don't think it was a gift in
it
any
was
way.
described to
Was a
us,
gift.
it was described to
As a
us
gift.
As
as
a gift.
being able to use the money for
For
monitoring
monitoring.
and other issues.
Okay, that's good, I'm
So-
Instead of
good with that.
closing, yep, and I have it in the account, and I have a separate sheet in the file in Jordan's office, so if any money comes out of that, I'm keeping track of that separately, so that there's a running tally on that.
Is that monitoring to see that the terms of the easement are followed?
Well, it's
Essentially, yes,
At
but,
the end of the year, we have to file.
but it's a matter of, we have to visually inspect the
But I
property
have to figure out.
and make determinations as to what issues, if any, exist. So that's essentially what you're saying, is that we physically have to do something in terms of, it's essentially the same process that we do for all the properties, when it's all said and done.
Right.
Now, Tim has indicated that the cost of annual monitoring is like $500 just for that one item. But we have, if there's any timbering to be done, there's a forest management plan that has to be done that we have to review and do all those kinds of things. We also have issues with the use of the property in terms of, we don't have any, interestingly, we don't have any trails on the property. There are no trails. I brought this up at the closing. And it's a matter of, everybody wants to be able to use the trails for one purpose or another. And so one issue for us will be the positioning of those trails. Now, there are pathways, informal pathways that are, where areas have been beaten, or vegetation's been beaten down a little bit. However, there's no trail markings, there's no management of there's no signage for what the trails are, the use of the trails and all those kinds of things. So I see that as an issue for us to be involved with in the near term.
Well, speaking of that, I saw in the paper that Upper Saco Valley is having a listening session, it's either tonight or tomorrow night, about the chain of ponds, and the public has been invited for their input.
Right.
Um,
It's the 12th.
is it 12?
Monday, 4:30.
But will the construction of the trails be on them, or is that on us?
On them, but however, we'll be involved in it.
Right,
So those kinds of things will come up, and they do involve some costs
Right.
associated. So the 17,000 isn't one of these things that we're only gonna spend $500 a year with Tim. It's gonna be more of these things that are gonna keep coming up.
How does that all work, when they build the trails, like, and they decide who's building them, or is it done by volunteers, or how is that all done?
It's,
I'm
it's,
just curious.
it's an open issue, entirely open. But we got very much involved in that particular issue, and it doesn't exist, what I'm saying, it really isn't there. So there are things that are gonna happen, because this is a property that is very interesting to a lot of people and everything else, so we'll deal with that.
there'll be upfront expenses of maintaining those trails too, because we pay Tim to mow the fields up on Jackman Ridge and all that, mow the trails, so there'll be those expenses too.
Well, a lot of that is, we're gonna be involved with.
So I also
Okay.
included in your packets the letter I got about the salt awareness. Anybody
Yeah.
interested?
You're
There's-
aware of something.
I'm aware, very aware of salt.
Yes, so I put that in the packets. Then, also, I received a letter from Bob Boyd yesterday about the Goodwin Burke. You all have it in your packet. And if you wanna review it,
Okay.
I highlighted the back section of the letter, the last paragraph in orange, I think it's color used on that. I can't remember if that's the color I did.
I don't have it.
This, is it this one?
Yes. You should have it, Mike. Where's yours?
Oh, there.
Here, you don't have one? I missed
Doesn't
it.
say it's from Bob
It's,
Boyd,
uh,
though.
No, it's, Bob gave it to me, he
Oh.
received it, sorry, Mike. I meant to give you that one, sorry. Bob gave it to me, he received it yesterday.
Okay.
From DES. So, just putting that out there,
Okay.
um.
Is this about the lead mine?
Lead mine.
Okay. That might be on our goals next year too, to get that resolved. or come to a decision.
I kinda don't wanna touch it.
Well, Mark's not here either, so we can't really, he was supposed to do some following up and he's not here tonight, so.
So,
Well,
I think we should reach out under that highlighted section, if there are plans to transfer the property, blah, 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 you can all read it. Encourage to contact DES to arrange a meeting to discuss all of this stuff.
Right.
That's what, in my opinion, that's what needs to happen so that we can answer the paramount question of whether we wanna get involved at all.
Right,
makes sense, yeah, I agree.
Do you want me to do that?
I mean, we just can't pretend it's not happening.
See if I can come to, maybe somebody can come to the February meeting.
It doesn't say who, but I would say probably if we contacted this
Yeah, there's a girl.
Amy Gibney.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do, yep.
Project manager, yeah.
See if we can schedule her to,
Well, the
Absolutely.
paragraph says if there are plans for transfer of the property ownership, we ought to say that we're evaluating.
Right.
But there
Right.
are, currently there are, in my mind, there are no plans to.
But as the Conservation Commission of the
right,
town, we
but all
want
I'm
to be informed.
suggesting
Yes.
is using that
Is
as
it-
an opening of the door.
Right,
Get the people that know what they're talking about to come here and talk to us and tell us what would be involved if we did do anything.
Right,
makes sense.
Yeah. All right.
And then
also
that way
have the
we'd have all the real information with which to decide it's something we wanna get involved with or we wanna stay more than 10 feet away from it.
All right. Would that be a non-public since,
I believe it would under the caveat of if we did, we're evaluating a position on whether to take the gift of this property or whatever the situation is.
right,
I think it falls under that negotiation paragraph
Right,
of 91A. There's no point in sitting here,
right, so that meeting would be a non-public
Yeah.
meeting with ES, so I'll call her.
it's
um,
basically to establish our position
Well, so you know what's going on,
if we have one.
right? I'll call her Monday, see what if I can get somebody to come to the February meeting. Okay.
okay.
Um,
Anything else?
Or we could do it separately, we could do it over the phone if, they're in Concord, so,
Or Zoom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those people in Concord, they love to get out of there and come up here.
all right,
I'll find out what's the best way.
I like in-person meetings.
I do too,
I do
I
too.
don't like Zoom either, I like to see you. See you.
Is this the letter that's gonna go into the town report? I've asked them to include what the total cost was to the town, and I don't see it in here, because then that justifies, or helps explain why we only pay the $1,800 when their total costs are around $6,000 or so. And usually that's included in the letter.
They are not good at calling me back, I called them about the plan that we have that I need, and they are not calling me back, so I'll try.
Cause I think when people see that it cost $6,000, but we're only paying $1,800, then it's so easier for them to swallow.
What are we talking?
The,
They gave you a
water
report
system.
letter,
Oh,
and
the
a
water
letter from
testing.
Green Mountain, the sheet that they do, like a spreadsheet. I'll call down there and see. Then I'll send you packets, I just gave you guys all the dates and meetings, but we have to talk about the July meeting. It was originally scheduled for July 2nd, town hall is closed, so I moved, just so you all are aware, I made it to the 9th.
okay,
Is everybody okay with that? Because
Sure.
I posted it for the 9th, cause,
all right.
Absolutely not, it
Oh,
throws off my.
then you're gonna be here by
circadian rhythm.
yourself.
Yeah,
We're talking about July.
I didn't know town hall's closed on July 2nd already, or,
Cause it's the holiday, so I have to
Oh.
post my
The holiday
postings,
falls on Saturday.
and I post my postings, so I just wanted to let everybody know that I made it the 9th. And then on your agenda, I've had 3 sets of, that's not correct on the accounts down there, because I've had 3 different bank statements. I don't know what's going on with Camden Bank, but something's going on. I got one for November 2nd, November 30th, and December 31st. So we're gonna go with December 31st, cause that's the most current.
all right,
So what's in the forest maintenance account is $111,874.25, which is a compilation of checks coming in from the Goodwin Burke
right,
Forest Harvest. I guess that's how I'll put it. And then the conservation gift account has a total of, as of the 31st of December, $358.83, which is making a penny interest per month. And then in the land use change tax account, we have $29,818.02. And then the correct figure on there from Kathy is 60, in the capital reserve account is $64,163.80. I don't know why I got all these different statements, but they were screwing me up. I don't know why you did one on November 2nd and then one on November 30th. It didn't make sense to me, so. But anyway. So that's all I have.
Okay.
Oh, one last thing. You're up in 26, you're up in 26, and Ted is up in 26.
Okay,
So,
so, are you guys still interested?
What are you looking at me for?
Josh is still here for a year.
Wait, I thought you said,
Oh,
No, Ted, you, and Ralph. Josh is good, still good, I think. Wait,
I thought Josh and I were on the same schedule.
No, Josh, yes, Josh, I'm sorry.
yeah,
Josh, Mike, and not you, Josh, Mike, and Ted. Sorry. I'm tired, I'm telling you. It's my witching
Got
hour
hit
now.
on the head
I'll
last
stay
time.
until we eradicate all of the invasive species.
Okay, well, you'll be here in the dark. I'll shut the lights off.
all right, so the process is, for their,
You don't have to get to do anything now, I'm just letting you know
all right,
what's going on ahead of time so that you know.
Sometime after town meeting,
Right.
you'll make
yeah,
recommendations to the
all right.
board for appointment.
Correct.
You don't have to fill out that paperwork?
To run.
No, you're kind of an
Yeah.
incumbent, no, there's no
Oh.
running, cause it's appointed by the
Oh,
selectmen.
that's right.
and it's a matter of just, basically getting the selectmen to approve
Point
it.
you.
Reappoint.
The selectmen to reappoint
When
everybody.
do we need to do that?
You
You don't, you're good.
It's a 3-year,
How long am I good?
it's a
You're
3-year
good
rotation.
till
You just asking much longer you have to stay, or how long are you good?
27,
Just wanna know what I signed up for.
27, so next.
Next year, one more year.
So yeah, and then you'll vote on who's gonna stick vice president and all that stuff. Vice
All right.
First thing we're gonna vote on is a
President.
motion to adjourn.
Seconded.
Yes,
Third.
thank you. This was a quick meeting.
Thank you, Kate.
I need to
Need
remove
some
myself. Yep, I definitely.
Can we schedule Tuckermans for meetings? That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah,